to go page by page and get pages decorated. Okay, so let me just move things out of the way and put the journal in front of me. And I've marked the pages, so we're just going to flip through and start the work as we go. So just to flip through to get to the first page that we're going to be working on. So here are the envelopes that we put in. Remember that we cut them to size. Your envelopes might fit, so lucky you, you didn't have to do any cutting, but I did. I've glued a doily on them. Literally just cut the doily in half. These are coffee dye doilies. Use my glue stick on the back and then just gently rub them down. What I normally do, because there's holes in the doilies and sometimes the glue comes through when you're putting your glue stick on, I gently put them on. Doilies are very delicate once they've been dyed. So, and then I just get a soft cloth. This is an eyeglass cleaner, a soft cloth, and just gently dab it down and dab it down, and the same on either side, and then just take out any bubbles that there might be, and there you have your doily on there. It's good and dry now. Glue sticks dry immediately. So we are going to decorate the insides of our envelopes. You could leave them like that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to decorate them up. So what I want to do is I want to lay a piece of dictionary paper over the envelope and cover them up. So because dictionary paper is thin, I'm actually going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to use the folded half as the reinforced edge. So and I'm going to glue them together. So this now becomes a thicker piece of paper, and your folded edge will be the finished edge. So I'm just going to turn my page that way and just get some measurements there. So I probably want it to be about that high. So I'm going to cut it there, and I'm going to cut it there, and I'm going to cut it there. So I'm just going to grab my paper cutter and get those cut. You can most certainly cut these with your scissors if you don't have a paper cutter. If you have a paper cutter, it's so much quicker. There we go. And that side. Literally just line the mark that you've made up on the groove. Okay, where's that mark? Oh, I cut it off, so it's on the fold. It's on the fold. There it is, there. Like that. So I am going to use this piece as the measurement to do the other one. I'll just get that up out of the way over there. Fold this up. When you put your dictionary paper on, it doesn't matter whether the wording's up or down. It honestly doesn't matter, because you're not going to be. That's not the purpose of it. You don't want to be reading it. So I'm just going to mark there, and there, and there, and let's get that cut. So these envelope pages I've made differently. You know, we have 2 signatures. So just for variety, I'm showing you what to do in one book, and it'll give you an idea of what to do in the other book. And you don't have to do exactly the same. You can certainly vary them, and that's what I have done. I'll show you at the end of this video what I did in the other book with those pages. But this gives you an idea of what you can do. So, okay, I've got those 2 cut. I'll get that out the way. And we're going to get them glued. Let's grab my glue stick, which is right there. Put it on the inside. Okay. Just literally rub it all over the show and fold it down. I usually just start on the fold there so we don't get any bubbles in. Ripped a little piece there, so I'm just going to get that snipped off. Oops. Oopsie daisy. There we go, get that snipped off, and now let's do that one as well. Do this, get the glue going here. You don't have to use a dictionary page. Perhaps there's a pretty page in a magazine that you'd like to use, or some scrapbook paper you'd like to use. It's totally up to you. Or a colored piece of paper, just a plain colored piece of paper. Totally up to you. I love using dictionary pages. I find them, they add an aged look to your page. Actually, I'm going to keep that out because we're quickly going to antique the edges, because that's what I like. Okay, there it is, right there. Sorry for that delay. Just didn't know where I'd put my antiquing tool. Okay, so let's quickly get that going. So just antique the edges there. I'm going to do this all the way around because we're going to see this all the way around. So we woke up to snow this morning. How delightful is that? We've had beautiful weather. People have been out in their gardens. Everybody's got their pansies out. Our neighbor even was brave enough to hang their ferns outside on their front porch. And we woke up to snow this morning. Gosh, it's a late time of the year to get snow, but it's not unheard of in Canada. So anyway, we'll live through it, stay nice and warm indoors, and it'll be gone in a couple of days. I guess it was a system that blew in from somewhere, from the North Pole. Okay, got those done. And we are now going to put these on there like that, so that'll give us some coverage on these envelopes. So I'm literally just going to you can use your glue stick, that's just fine, but I'm going to use this. I just find it a little quicker. Okay, I'm just going to get some glue all over. You don't need gobs of it. This is strong glue. So that's one piece there, and I'm going to just stick that on there like that. I went out the lines there a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just wipe that off. Okay, that's one. We've got that one on there, and I'm just going to pull this one down here, and let's get this one on. We'll do exactly the same. Get some glue going here. And then I think, we'll have enough done in the signature to get them sewn in. So the next lesson, I'm pretty sure we will get them sewn together. Pardon me, they won't be sewn. This is a no-sew junk journal, so it's just a slip of the tongue, meaning we're going to bind them and get them together. So we will use our binding method with the hemp string and put them into our covers finally. And then we'll continue decorating, but they'll be in the covers. It's just that this way I find it easier. You can most certainly get your signatures into your covers immediately once you put your signatures together, and just work page by page that way. Personal preference, whatever it is that you prefer to do. Okay, there we go. So I have chosen some butterflies. These are cutouts. You can buy them anywhere. I happen to get these ones from the dollar store. They've got packets of all kinds of different things, and the butterflies caught my eye, and I thought, oh, that's lovely. I'm gonna grab those, and one day I'll use them in a junk journal some way. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to put these. Where should I put them? I'm going to put one over there, and one over here. I'm not sure if we're off camera, so let's do this one at a time. I'm going to put one over here, and then the little ones, I think I'm going to put one over there, one like that. I think I might just antique the edges a little bit first, they look very bright and shiny and new, which is fine, but I'm not looking for bright and shiny and new. Where's my antique thing? There it is. So I'm just going to antique the edges a little bit. Let's see. I think it might not show on this, but actually it will. It just dulls the edges a little bit. A little delicate edge area there. Okay. There we go. So just so you can see the difference there. I think you can, it just dulls the edges. So I'll just quickly do this one as well. There we go. Done. I think it's always a fun time when our journals get to the point where they start looking like they have some personality. And I think this one is definitely beginning to take on some kind of personality. And you'll notice when you're working on yours, following along, getting ideas from what I'm doing, you'll be doing something slightly different because your supplies will be slightly different. You'll be laying things differently. You'll decide, oh, I'm not going to put them on that page. I'm going to put them on another page. And you'll, even though you're following along with the suggestions that I'm giving you, yours will be totally different. And every time you make a journal, it'll have its own personality and there'll be no other like it in the world. Which is, that's the fun of crafts, right? You get to make something that you've never made before because it's the first one of that kind that you're making, even though you may have made plenty, but you might be using a different wool or a different paint, different pages. They're all uniquely different every single time. Okay, put that aside. Now I'm going to glue mine on with my glue. Because it's cardstock, I feel that the glue stick might not quite be strong enough. It probably will, but let's not take any chances here. I'm going to use the glue. And I'm just going to go around the edges. And it has enough staying power, honestly, that it's going to grip, believe me. And I want my butterflies to face into, oops, I don't want them there, to face into the, you could do them sideways, you could do them that way, but this is the way this is what my vision will be when I'm opening up to journal, and I want my butterfly to lie like that. So there's that one there. Put that on, and I'm just going to get my little cloth and rub it down, and that's going to stain nicely. I'm going to do the other one this side here. Okay. If you don't have die cuts, if you wanted to put something on there, honestly, we all have magazines somewhere. Go through the magazines and you will be surprised what you can find in commercials, in articles. Magazines are a great place to find things to cut out, and then get yourself a small pair of scissors. It's a little bit difficult with the bigger scissors, not doable. And they call it fussy cutting. I like that word. I heard somebody referring to cutting out small things as fussy cutting. So you can fussy cut around. You might find some butterflies in a magazine, or it might be something else that you're liking. Maybe some flowers. Maybe it's, pictures of people, whatever. You'll find something that you love. Maybe it's a scenery. Okay, and as I said before, you could put a quote on here. If you've got beautiful handwriting with a felt pen, a thicker, like a chisel edge pen, you can write a saying here. I don't have nice handwriting, so I tend not to do that. I very often print off quotes on the computer and print them onto coffee-dyed paper, and then I will put them into my books, but my handwriting is not good, so I choose not to do that. When I'm journaling in my own books, I will do that because in my own journals, because I'm the only one who reads them, then I'll do them. But if I'm making it as a gift, definitely my handwriting's not acceptable to do that. Okay, so we'll put one little butterfly over there, looking sweet, I think, and then we're going to put the other one here. We're sort of flying wing to wing here, but don't forget we're going to have another page in here and they won't see each other. So let's get this stuck in there. There we go. If you're making a personal junk journal for yourself or for a family member and you have old family photographs, a really fun thing to do is to photocopy them onto coffee-dyed paper in black and white, or use a sepia setting on your phone, or however it is that you take the photographs. And okay, let me just have a quick look here. There we go. And so we have some tuck spots in here. Your envelopes have turned into these really pretty tuck spots. And we have some little butterflies flying on the front there. And there you have it. So you turn the page and here you have a page that's all ready for journaling. I might come back afterwards and perhaps do a little butterfly stamp or something on here. I'm not quite sure. We'll get back to that later on. And that's your personal preference as well. Or you can put, you know, as I say, you can paste a little saying, a little quote, or write a little quote on there as well. So I'm going to flip through and let's find our next place that we're going to be working on something. Okay, I've marked the pages. I put the things in that we're going to be doing. Here we go. So I've come to a fold out. If you remember in the other journal when I flipped through it last time, I used cardstock here, cardstock that sort of coordinated with the cover. It was the end pieces of the cover. But this time I saved the cut-offs from the doilies that we have inside of our journals. So there's a doily in this one and a doily in the other one. And I saved the cutout. And I think that looks pretty. It looks very sweet and lacy. So I am going to cut these. This here, and I know that it's well, actually I think I'm just going to mark it because I can. It's right there. Okay, and I'm just going to get that cut. Where's that mark? Where did I put it? Ah, lost the mark. Okay, back to the drawing board. Maybe I'll fold it this time. There we go. There we go. That's better. Taking my cutter. That's better. Taking my cutter. You know, when you're trying to do things expediently, everything slows down. Okay, and we're going to keep that nice little piece. So I'll put that aside. And that is now going to be put onto there, and I'm not going to get rid of that because there's another one in here somewhere, so I'll just put that aside, and get my book out again, and I'm just going to dab some glue on here. So I'm going to try and be a little bit careful in the holes. So I'm literally just going to do that. I'm going to do that all the way around the edges here, because the glue goes right through the holes there, so I don't want it sticking all over my page. I can be a little bit more liberal here. And I'll dab it everywhere else, and you'll see when I lift it up that it's left some residual glue. You can see there. So we just get that out the way, and let's glue this down. I'm doing straight edge to straight edge here, so you can see I've put the straight edge down. And I'm going to just get my cloth and pat that down and just get out any bubbles that there might be. If there's wrinkles, that's fine. We want wrinkles. We want it to be imperfect is what we want it to be. Okie dokie. So that's that one done. Okay, and here just happens to be the other one. So I'm going to move that out the way. And here's the other page. So we're going to do exactly the same there. Just going to do that, and I don't know why I didn't think about this last time. It's much quicker just to snip it with my scissors. There we go. Keep that nice little piece, and we're going to glue this and put this one on. So that's those two pages done. So dabbing around the edges again, all the way around here. A little bit more liberal down the middle. And just dab it all over the show. Just a very, very thin paper. Believe me, it's going to stick hard and fast. Okay, put that up. Yeah, let's get that in there. So I'm going to put the straight edge down as well again. Down the edge. Pat it on. Yeah, just get my cloth. And dab it dry. Not dab it dry, dab it on. Because it's a glue stick, doesn't need to dry. Okie dokie, so that is that. Put that in, put the rest of the book back together there, and in there. So let's go through and just make sure that we haven't missed another spot where we're going to be doing something. There we go. There. have going on here? Okay, so here we have our dictionary page. So what I decided to do with the dictionary page is I'm going to put that aside and bring the dictionary page on its own here. Remember yesterday we found a word and I've forgotten what it was. Fiddle-faddle. Nonsense. To be concerned with trifles, fuss, fiddle-daddle, or fiddle-dee-dee, with addition of nonsense syllables, nonsense. That's the one I think it was. So I am going to just highlight that one with a little frame. That's what I'm going to do. Fiddle-dee-dee. There it is there. And this is my frame stamp. So I'm going to get it in there. Actually, it highlighted both, and I think both of them are fun words. So there we go. I've highlighted that. And what I thought I was going to do, which way it goes in that way. So I'm going to put a little journal spot here, some journal spots there, and journal spot there. So I'm going to, I thought a picture somewhere. I'm still gonna do that. I found a little picture. On my computer, I went and found some graphics, and I printed a whole bunch in little thumbnails on a piece of paper, and then I printed several off, and then I coffee dyed them, and now I cut them out to use in journals, and I'll give you an idea, something like that. This one I enlarged, but it's the same idea. On my printer, I printed them off, and then coffee dyed them. So I always have them ready for cutout, and I change them up every now and again, but these are the ones I have right now. So I am going to use some coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to put it in this area, there and there, and I am going to use my jaggedy edged scissors. These ones, I've had these for the longest time, and I don't remember where I got them from. Any craft store, though, has them. Absolutely any craft store has them. So you can definitely just use your ruler and tear. Use your ruler to tear them to get your jaggedy edge. Or not, you don't have to either. So I think I'm going to have a little journaling spot right there. And I'm going to have a journaling spot right here, which will be perfect size. Perfect. There and there. So I'm literally just eyeballing this, cutting away. Oops, I'm going to get rid of that mark I made. And then I'm going to antique the edges, because I think that just, as I've told you 100 times, it gives the book more personality. So let's get that done, and I'm just going to do another one for the other side, there and there, because there's two sides. And there we go, that one there. There we go. Gosh. Okay. There we go. There's two of those, and I do believe I'm going to do one for the back. So I'm just going to make sure that that fits. Yep. This one. Make sure that they're pretty much the same size. Yep. Seem to be. Okay. I'll get that cut there. Great. Alrighty, so those are going to become journaling spots. You could do little pockets as well. You're not limited to what you want to do in your book. Anything, when you get ideas, you might watch other videos, or any ideas that I've given you here on my videos, you can apply to any single page, once, twice, 5 times, however it is that you like to do it. So just do your own thing and insert your own personality. Just looking for my book fingers there, and we're quickly going to antique the edges. My personal preference in my journals, and it seems to be the journals that I make as well, I don't fill up every single page with something, because You know, I like to think that a journal is actually something that you want to write in. I've seen many journals and they're so beautiful. They're an absolute work of art. Every page will blow your mind. You know, I've seen demos, people go page by page with their journals, and they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but not enough space for me personally to journal. When I pick up my journal to write things daily, I want to have the room to write. You can always add stuff as you go. You can add your own embellishments. Some days you don't have that much to say, so fill the rest of the page up with a bit of artwork, or you found a pretty picture or a photograph or something like that. You can paste it in. Junk journaling is one of those fun pastimes, hobbies, whatever you like to call it, that incorporates journaling and going back to being a kid again, and using your imagination, cutting, pasting, and decorating pages. There's nothing more fun, honestly. Once you get into the swing of it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And you start looking at things differently. You know, I go to the doctor's office and well, I haven't done that for a long time. We can't do that. But wherever you are, if you're sitting somewhere, or if you buy a magazine, or if you're about to throw out that pile of magazines that you've been collecting, go through them quickly and have a look and see if there's anything in there that you'd like to save, and you'll be surprised. It might be a tiny little picture in the corner of the magazine. Snip it out, put it in an envelope somewhere, like collect, or in a tin, a biscuit box, a biscuit tin, and save it for later. And I promise you, they'll end up in your journal. They just do. I have a whole binder with clear sleeves in it, you know, those plastic sleeves, and I've cut stuff out as I've seen them, and I pop them in there. So when I'm going to be working on my journal, I pull it down and I pull a few pieces out to have on standby, and they do end up in my journal. Okie dokie, so let's get these stuck on here, and we can definitely do that. I'm just going to use this again. I put it away prematurely. Okay, so glue stick. I'm going to start with this one because this is the front. Let's get them glued on. We'll try and dash through this quickly. Ready? That's it. Yeah, there we go. That's it. I'm just going to flip that page because it might be sticky. Here, and then this way. I'm going to put this one on there. Okay. That one goes there. So more journaling opportunities. You could leave them blank. You could decorate them with pictures. I'm just doing this. So it just gives you an idea of what you can do. Okay, there's that one. Let's put that on there. And then we'll come back and decorate them afterwards. Okay, you know, a little something in the corner. Isn't that sweet? I think I'm going to do that anyway. Let's do that. Why not? Why not? Just going to get it antique though quickly. Do that around the edges. Okay. A fun thing to do if you're making, beg my pardon, if you're making a journal for somebody is to, oops, this has come loose there. If you're making a journal for somebody is to do some cutouts for the person that's getting the journal, like this, or little pictures or whatever, and include them in a little pocket in the journal. That way, when they're doing their own journaling, maybe they're new to junk journaling and they're not quite sure what to do with it and whether they should decorate, but this will prompt them, and they'll have them right on hand, ready to be stuck into their journal. Hey, I like that. I think that's sweet. This page, I'm going to do that one over there, and then that would be our dictionary pages seen to. So they went from blah to pizzazzy, and a great journaling opportunity, which is the whole point, right? Okie dokie then, that goes on there. And if they're not particularly straight, if they're a little bit askew, well, bonus, that's just fine too. Nothing is meant to be perfect, you know? None of us are perfect, but we're perfect in our imperfection. Okay, so there we have it. We've got Fiddle-dee-dee and Fiddle-faddle, and our pages are decorated now. There we go. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So I am going to keep flipping through. See how nice that looks. Isn't that sweet? There we go. I go through and find the next one that we're going to do. Oh, here you go. I wanted to show you that you don't always have to have a fold out. And the purpose of a fold out, to put a paper clip there, and then you can, let me find something. You can tuck things in there. You can tuck a card, extra journaling paper, put a paper clip on. We'll decorate the paper clip. We'll get to that later, but that's a fun way to incorporate more writing opportunity in a journal, is to provide pockets and foldaways. Not sure what these are called. I just call them foldaways, to tuck extra journaling opportunities into. So that's that. But I wanted to show you that you don't always have to have a folded piece of paper in order to be able to do that. You can literally glue a piece of paper on, or in this case, we're going to make it a little bit different. This is one of our book pages. It's an old antique book page. So we are going to use some fabric, and we're going to use our fabric glue, and we're going to glue that on, and then that's going to become a tuck spot with a paper clip on, and now you can tuck some extra journaling opportunities into that as well. So let me just move that aside, and I'm going to use my glue and put a few dabs of glue on here. Come on, you can do it. Gosh, there we go. Take the little plug off. Okie dokie. There we go. So I'm literally just going to do a few dabs of glue. It doesn't take a lot, honestly. You really don't need a lot. And then I'm going to, it's this side there that I want them on, so I'm going to put that there like that. And then I'm going to do the same for this side. Just make sure that I have the same amount of fabric. There you go. So I'm just going to make a mark with my nail. Move that out the way. And do it this side here. So a few dabs. A little dabble do ya. There we go. What's that? I think that comes from a Brylcreem. If any of you are old enough to remember the Brylcreem ads. A little dabble do ya. My dad was a Brylcreem user for years and years and years. I remember my poor brother as a kid having to stand in the bathroom whilst my dad Brylcreamed his hair and slicked it back. What's the right word? And now I'm just going to take this out. We want it to go on like that. So I am just going to put some glue on here. These little dabs, little dabble do ya. There we go. There you go. Dab, dab, dab. That's plenty. And then I am going to lay this like that. Like that. Get that rubbed down. I did it the wrong way, but you know what? It's a plan now. That's the plan that I wanted. I wanted it this way. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I definitely didn't. I wanted it that way, but we're not going to worry about it. I stuck it on the wrong way, and that's just fine because it works both ways. We'll just find something else to do with that page. So I am going to slip that in there. Is that where it came from? It came from the green page. Did it anyway? So that doesn't matter. I'm going to, let's flip through and have a look here. Pardon me. That's just fine. It's added some color to this dull page. So there you have it. We have a tuck spot over here, and we're going to decorate in here. I should have antiqued that whilst it was out, but we didn't, and I can certainly do it. I'll just put a page underneath there and antique it, but that gives you another tuck spot. Okay, so you know, little mistakes don't become disasters. They just become another spot where you can decorate someplace else, which is fine. So we still have the color here. Perfect. We're going to go along and see if there's anything else to do. That might be it for today. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's our page that we decorated there with the butterflies. There, our tuck spot over there. And I am going to reinforce this old music sheet, so I'm going to put a piece of masking tape down the center of that because it will eventually give. This is very, very flimsy. There, 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 and there. And you'll notice I put another belly band. I said I wasn't going to, but we now have a belly band in both sides. Okay, thanks for joining me today, guys. I'm just going to have a go through the other journal that I've been working on, just to show you where we're at. I have made a little envelope. Your kit comes with a cutout to make envelopes. I'll show you both ways. You don't need a cutout for one, and you can use a cutout for the other. So this is literally a page from a magazine that I have made, and we'll obviously glue that down. And it just gives you another spot to put something in, some extra journaling paper, and you can hide it in the journal somewhere, or glue it in, or just put it in a tuck spot. They're great for slipping into tuck spots. So we will do that on the next video. So let's just go through. This one I haven't added any journaling spot to this one. We went through that last time. See if there's anything else I've done here. Yeah, okay, so on these envelope pages, we just did the butterflies on the ones we worked on today. On this one, I'll show you what I did. I used little pieces of card, so literally cardstock. I cut them to business card size. I rounded the edges. You do not have to do that. And then I put glue, glue, and glue, and I stuck them down. So there's one there, and I did the second one over here. I hope this is in the camera. Move this over here. So I stuck one over here, glued, the second one over here, and then my little cutouts that I was telling you about, I put some in the journal in here. So whoever receives this journal now has some little prompts that they can use to stick in their journals. So that's what I've done in this one. So we have the butterflies in the other one, and in this one I did something different. So because you've got two signatures, I think it's nice to mix things up a little bit. I didn't do something on the front here. I'll leave that up to the person that's journaling to perhaps do their own thing. So we'll just go through, and you'll see here, this is the one that we put the lace on, and this one has the cardstock that ties the book cover together. This one was reinforced, which I'm going to do on the other one. And what else did we do here? Maybe that's it for now. Let's just go through. We'll make these next time. When we make the envelopes, we will make the little tucks pockets as well. So we'll save that one for the next envelope. Excuse me, for the next video. Perhaps the next one we will make the envelopes. We'll make these little pockets, and we will make some, I'll show you here. We'll make some little fabric swatches. These are, and I'm just using glue here, guys. There's no sewing involved at all, so that we can stick some on our pages. They're fun to have some little fabric tags, and they can hang out the bottom of your book. The strings can hang out the edges. They're very easy to make. All you need is your glue, beg my pardon, sorry, and some fabric pieces, which are in your kit. And I like to stick them on a piece of paper. So we will go through that. Let's have a fun workshop on the next one. Okay, and this is the one that I put, same, we just did this one. I used a book page as well. The book page was a little bit thicker. So another tuck spot there. And I think, oh, and I've also put a little corner piece in here, which is another fun tuck spot. So we'll do that. We'll put some more corner pieces in this one and the other one on our next video. So starting to do little finishing touches. Okay. So you see what I mean? The journal is definitely taking on some personality. This is the other side of the dictionary of the envelope, and you can see we have some fun things here for our journaler when they get this journal to be able to use. Okie dokie. Beg my pardon, sorry. Might still add some journaling here. We have no room for a fish in our journal. This is not that kind of journal. So, and there's the other tuck spot, and the tags are on, and you'll see that I put another belly band in the back, so just to demonstrate that. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you got some ideas for your journal. We'll see you next time. Bye.